You've got to understand, this discipline isn't a game. It's a blood oath between your higher self and your destiny. Every time you feel the surge of desire, and you hold it instead of spilling it, you're choosing evolution over extinction. You're doing what the lion does when hunger roars through his veins. He waits. He trusts his timing. The weak man surrenders to urges like prey, walking willingly into the jaws of defeat. But you stand tall amid temptation, and that act of defiance reshapes your entire vibration. The more you store, the more your energy condenses. It becomes heat, then fire, then an aura of command. You stop chasing because your very existence becomes magnetic. The lion doesn't need to advertise his strength. The jungle already knows it. So must the world know yours. Not through noise, but through the quiet thunder of your composure. Retention transforms not just your body, but your gaze, your breath, your rhythm. Your heartbeat aligns with focus. Your mind clears like a sky before dawn. You begin to walk differently, not faster, not louder, but heavier, as if each step carries a declaration. This is the walk of the lion, grounded, certain, deliberate. When you conserve your seed, you conserve your destiny. You stop scattering your light into moments of pleasure and start channeling it into purpose. Every creative act, every decision, every moment of clarity you'll ever have is born from that stored essence. That is why the ancients called it vital force, because it is literally the current that connects man to creation. A disciplined man becomes a builder, not a beggar. He creates empires within before he conquers without. And like the lion, he does it not by seeking attention, but by commanding it naturally. Understand this. The lion's roar is not just sound, it's vibration. It travels for miles, shaking the air itself into awareness. The same happens with a man who retains. His energy, his voice, his presence begins to carry further. People turn when he speaks. They listen differently when he moves. His silence feels like a verdict. His presence feels like pressure. This is not superstition. This is biology and spirit in alliance. When you stop releasing your seed, your endocrine system recalibrates, your testosterone surges, your dopamine resets, your nervous system stabilizes. But beyond the body, your soul learns dominance. You stop being a creature of appetite and become a creature of will. The lion hunts not because he's hungry, but because he's ready. You act not because you're desperate, but because you're aligned. This is divine masculinity, focus without frenzy, power without pride. Most will never understand this path. They'll mock it, confuse it, fear it, because to them, pleasure is purpose. They live like cubs in adult bodies, chasing every scent of stimulation, mistaking movement for mastery. But you must remember, the lion does not explain his roar. He doesn't debate the hyenas about the meaning of strength. He just exists, and the jungle arranges itself around him. So it must be with you. Retention is not for validation, it's for transformation. It's not about impressing others. It's about building the kind of presence that cannot be ignored. The kind of presence that doesn't need words to dominate. You become the storm that doesn't chase clouds, it creates them. You become the gravity that pulls everything of worth toward you, not through desire, but through discipline. So when you feel that primal heat within you, that surge that begs for release, smile. That's your power calling your name. That's your inner lion reminding you that kings do not bow to impulse. They command it. Let that energy rise up your spine like fire through ancient roots. Let it sharpen your eyes, deepen your voice, and harden your resolve. Because the man who controls his seed controls his fate. He no longer moves like prey, he moves like the predator of his own weakness. He becomes untouchable, undeniable, unshakable. His silence carries prophecy. His patience carries terror. And when he finally roars, when he speaks, acts, or conquers, the world stops. Because they know, he is not pretending to be powerful. He is power. This is the lion's reserve, the mastery of self, the storing of primal force for unstoppable presence. The jungle bows not to the loudest, but to the most composed. And so will life bow to you when your restraint becomes your roar. Listen closely, because this isn't about ordinary men. This is about those who choose to walk the harder path, the path of silence, control, and power so deep it terrifies the undisciplined. The lion doesn't wake up chasing noise. He doesn't roar to be heard. He roars when he must, when the moment calls for dominance. You, when you practice semen retention, become that lion. Every drop you withhold, every impulse you tame, becomes the growl beneath your breath, the vibration of contained thunder. You're not weak for restraint, you're dangerous because of it. A man who can say no to himself is the only one capable of commanding others. The jungle doesn't fear the lion's hunger, it fears his patience, because that patience is the signal of total control, and control is the root of unstoppable presence. You see, the average man wastes his life chasing women, chasing pleasure, chasing validation. He runs after illusions like prey that was never his to begin with, but the lion, he moves only when he decides. He doesn't sprint at every scent in the wind. He conserves, he calculates, he stalks with intention. That's what semen retention teaches you, the art of conservation, the mastery of your primal force. You're not suppressing desire, you're weaponizing it. Every time you resist, your body forges energy into armor. Your eyes become sharper, your voice gains gravity. Your aura, your unseen roar makes the world move differently around you. And the fools who mocked your silence will soon stand still when you pass, not because of what you say, but because of what you radiate. Imagine the lion standing in the tall grass. The wind bends, the dust floats, and everything quiets. That's how a disciplined man enters a room. He doesn't need to speak. His energy introduces him. When your seed is retained, your testosterone rises. But beyond biology, your spirit stabilizes. You no longer leak energy through eyes that wander or thoughts that beg for escape. You hold your power like a coiled spring, ready but composed. This is the difference between presence and pretense. A boy tries to look powerful. A man is power. The lion doesn't wear the crown, it is the crown. And you, through discipline, become that living emblem of dominance, humble, silent, untouchable. Most men live as hyenas, laughing, loud, hungry, always, circling around what they can't create. They feed on leftovers of stronger wills. They consume, but they never command. You cannot become a lion if you live like a scavenger of your own energy. Every indulgence, every relapse, every moment of weakness steals the gold from your blood, the fire from your breath. Retention is the rebellion against that decay. It's a spiritual hunt where you stalk your own lower nature, bring it to submission, and rise as something sovereign. The lion doesn't beg for food, he hunts for it. A real man doesn't beg for respect, he earns it through command over himself. Understand this, the lion's strength is not in constant aggression but in composed ferocity. He doesn't waste energy proving himself. He waits, watches, then strikes once with certainty. You must live the same way. Store your force, not for comfort but for purpose. Let every act of restraint become a sharpened fang. Let every breath you hold before surrender become your silent training. When you stop giving your essence away carelessly, the world begins to reflect your power. People feel it before they see it. Women sense it before you speak. The air thickens around you not from effort, but from gravity. That is what semen retention does. It turns your life force into presence so potent that even silence becomes a roar. Before we conclude, make sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe to the channel. And do not forget to drop your location in the comments. I'd love to know where you are watching from. And if you ever have any questions, join our Telegram channel where we interact directly and help each other grow. The link is in the description. Please share video to your dear one. Have a powerful roaring day.